guess who's not in mandatory minicamp in Seattle? DK Metcalf. We're all looking at Debo. Right? We spent the pre-draft looking at Debo and A.J. Brown. Right? Because Debo had asked for a trade. A.J. Brown was not happy either. He wanted a contract, and the Titans traded him on draft night. How about that? Out of all the quarterbacks that want their money and we were thinking might get traded, or wide receivers who wanted their money and thinking might get traded, it was A.J. Brown who did. He's now in Philadelphia, and Philadelphia paid him. Part of the reason why they could pay him is because they had a contract available to give him for the amount of money he wanted, because they have a quarterback on his first rookie deal. That's what we were told. Hey, reason why A.J. Brown and raising their hand saying we'll take him in Philadelphia. Reason why they didn't pay him that in Tennessee is because Tennessee has a quarterback in Ryan Tannehill, not on his first rookie deal. But they did draft a rookie anyway, and we'll keep our eyes on that as conditions warrant. But we're focused on DK Metcalf now because Debo is in camp holding in, apparently. He's not holding out. He's showing up. Can't get fined. I'm just here so I won't get fined. He's got the Marshawn Lynch, because all he's caring about right now is his chicken. He's taking care of his chicken, and he's showing up so he won't get fined. And we'll hit on that later on. But DK's not there. What's up with that? DK not there. Now, he had foot surgery. Even if he was there, he couldn't practice, right? I mean, he's taking care of that foot. So why not show up? Knowing that you're not going to practice anyway, right? You kind of have that medical excuse. Why isn't he there? Great question. I don't know. Part of the reason why we're having Albert Breer on the program. And that just leads me to believe this. Because the Seahawks don't have a quarterback on a long-term, big, fat deal anymore. They traded him away to Denver, didn't they? By the way, the Broncos have new ownership. They do. Yes, they do. And it's the Walton family, and I'm not talking about John Boy from the 70s. Thank you for laughing at that. I've dated myself with that reference.
Ma, Pa,
Thank
John
you.
Boy.
Yeah. Brockman has no idea what we're talking about.
The Waltons were great.
So, what's up with that? Why are the Seahawks holding off on paying DK? Are they? Is there something up with that? Great questions all around. So, let's stir it up a little bit here. Where could DK go? Who's going to call John Schneider right now and offer something that he cannot refuse? I've got a team to do it. Now, look, DK Metcalf would improve the chances of any team winning, and that includes the Seattle Seahawks, by the way.
First and foremost.
But, I mean, if the Seahawks are raising this thing down to the ground.
Yeah, they're not going to do much winning this year.
If the Seahawks are raising this thing down to the ground, and they swear that they're not, I mean, Pete's not sticking around, still coaching, to raise this thing down to the ground. He's always competing, and they can maybe stick around and hang in there to see if Baker pops free, Jimmy G and his surgically repaired shoulder pops free. But that doesn't really help us for this mode of a conversation. I've got a team, and we're not going to sit here and say the Bills, obviously. Right? We're not going to sit here and say the Chiefs or any other team in the AFC West, right? The Rams, we had Les Snead on yesterday. Yeah, sure, there's room for one more. We'll figure it out. I'll kick over a rock.
Obviously.
We're going to keep drafting young kids so we can afford the big contracts and afford the first and second round picks to be effed. Which team do you think could use a big-time physical wide receiver on the outside that would make a significant difference to their team, especially since they took for the last couple of years, number one wide receiver and sent him packing?
Oh, I know.
Which team used to have a very physical presence outside the numbers going up top, and on occasion he would catch it. And while bringing it in, he would take a couple of massive large steps because he was a big physical human being and gain about 10 yards on the play after the catch as he's going down to the ground, which then would cause the ball to come loose. And back in the day, that rule that's currently on the books wasn't, and that was not a catch. Which team
what's funny?
would that be? Who's been raising his hand in my peripheral vision for the
real
last
quick,
60 seconds?
Before you, when you got going, I thought you were talking about the team, what he's going to say, was playing that day.
Green Bay getting DK Metcalf for Aaron Rodgers would be spectacular.
I'm going to admit something. When you first started that, that's where I was going to say the Packers.
That's what I thought.
Then as you went on, I'm like, oh, wait a second. He's talking about me.
Because I'm trying to be realistic here.
Yeah.
That would be totally out of character for that team.
I thought that's where you were going at first, though.
Especially because they actually
The Green Bay
drafted
Packers
someone.
do not do that sort of maneuvering with future picks and things of that nature, although they do have a quarterback now with a remaining window, and Aaron Rodgers spoke yesterday about having that window being there in Green Bay, and that would be a nice maneuver to do. But I am talking about the Dallas Cowboys, who, as you know, in my top 5 storylines and things about the 2022 seasons that I have talked myself into quite a bit.
Was it Dallas
Number
was going to
3
win the
was
Super Bowl, right?
No, it's that Dallas is taking a step back. Dallas has taken a step back, and Philadelphia, with the aforementioned A.J. Brown, could zoom right past him in that diamond HOV lane of the NFC East. Entirely possible. Dallas should be on the phone to Seattle right now. How huge would DK Metcalf be with the star on the side of his helmet?
Well, he's going to be huge regardless because he's just
How
big,
huge? I will repeat it. And I do appreciate your deflection. And I do appreciate his star ability to make himself a figurative star wherever he goes. But the star on the side of that helmet, Thanksgiving days, Monday nights, Sunday nights, DK Metcalf on the Dallas Cowboys is exactly the play that Jerry Jones would make. Exactly the play that Jerry Jones is built to make. Exactly the play the Dallas Cowboys used to do before Jerry started getting people with a little bit more of a long-term approach talking. This is exactly the sort of stuff. He's the one who went and traded for Amari Cooper and gave up those picks. He's the one that has made maneuvers just like this. Jerry says that he wants to win while he can. As we all know, he said that he told the good Lord before that winning that 3rd Super Bowl that if he won that one, he wouldn't ask for another, and he wants to now redo that negotiation, redo that deal. This is the deal to help renegotiate that deal. If it can be made, do it. Call him up. Get DK for Dak? Come on. Dak to DK? You know, it's built for everything. DK and Dak. The only thing missing in DK is the A from Dak. Right? The A game. Are you picking up what I'm putting down?
I so am.
TJ.
I got a pair of brand new Jordans on right now, and I'm picking them up and putting them down, Rich. How did we make that happen, though,
First
Rich?
round pick.
How did they make that happen?
First round pick, right?
It's going to be a pick in like the 20s.
First round pick.
But
That's a pick in the 20s.
since the draft
If you're
already
thinking-
happened, do you think that that's something that they would
Or
do?
it's 32nd overall because Dallas can actually do it with him, right? Since you think that they can win the Super Bowl. Dak,
DK, CD?
Dak, DK, CD, Gallup, Zeke.
Pollard.
And
Your
on
boy.
the other side,
Oh, yeah, Micah.
right, and
Tank.
Mr. Diggs.
And Diggs.
So I'm just saying, DK in Dallas takes my narrative that they've taken a step back and erases it. Now I'm talking myself into thinking that that's an upgrade on Amari Cooper. How about that?
I like the way you think, Rich. I
Ooh,
like your
interesting.
style.
This is the stuff that Jerry used to do, man.
Interesting.
I just got a phone call from Dallas. I wonder if that's Jerry trying to get a hold of me.
214
Yeah, hold on.
wants to redo that deal.
Wow. I really did not think of it like that.
Dallas. It's the first thing I thought of when I heard DK's not there. I'm like, Dallas should be on the phone right now. What can we do? What can we do? We'll pay him. And if you're sitting there, well, how can they afford him? How the hell is Los Angeles doing it?
Right?
Right? How's Les Snead doing
We
it?
got the scratch.
Let's go.
Oh, man.
Yeah.
I was already having a good day, and you made me even more happy.
Sometimes, Stan Kroenke walks in, fresh out of his Maybach. I don't know what he drives.
Well,
Right?
He's being driven, I'm sure.
Jerry looks at it, spits on it. I know you're rich, Stan, but you know what? I'm Texas rich.
I'm all rich.
I'm Cowboy rich. You know what? Assistant coaches come here and stay here because they know I'm eventually going to fire my head coach, and they can come in here too. That's Jerry Jones. The old Jerry Jones will be on the phone to Seattle making that deal right now. Watch DK shows up today anyway. But I'll say this. Do it. Hey, you watched all the way to the end. Thanks for that. Watch more right here.